Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Lingerie and Cocktails. And as always, if y'all don't know, this we will always go live on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Don't forget it. Saturdays at 10 p.m. So y'all be here, be ready, you know, give y'all opinions, things like that. Of course, as usual, we have
AJ.
AJ on the panel. And I know we had a conversation, right? And I can't uh I don't know how to word it. So maybe you wanna
um,
talk about that.
you mean just about like sharing opinions and that
Yep.
we had? Oh, okay, yeah. So we always love for people to get on the panel, share their opinions. Sharing opinions is not one person trying to persuade another person to believe a particular way, nor is it you know um, taking things super personally or things
Hmm.
sure. Like, because it's very frustrating when you say something and then people try to twist what you say to make it so that they have something to speak to, and that's really not cool. Like, so around here we just kind of try to respect everybody's opinions, even if we don't all agree with those opinions. And just kind of understand where we're coming from, and that's the most that we can really, I feel that's the most we can ask for, is just a safe space for people to share their opinions, whether you agree with those opinions or not. Um, Agreeing to disagree is not co-signing an opinion. It's simply saying, I believe how I believe, you believe how you believe, and you know, you're understood. Don't mean I agree, but you're understood. Um,
Right.
yeah. So,
Right. I think over here on this channel, um, I personally feel like, not personally, I know you're open to say anything you want to say. Pretty much. I mean, as long as it's not like really attacking someone, then it's fine. I feel like, I don't have a problem with people speaking their mind and things like that because I'm a person, I speak my mind. I'm just going to say whatever it is I want to say. It's kind of hard for me to sugarcoat things sometimes. I try my best, but I'm just like a blunt person. So I'm just going to say it.
uh,
And I think that you should be able to get on this panel, and you're more than welcome to speak your opinion. But like AJ said too, I don't feel like you should be changing someone's opinion or trying to get them to think the way that you think. We all grown here, and we pretty much stuck in our ways in some sense. But it is important, if you want to express your opinion, and then that way, hey, if you express your opinion, maybe, I might look at your opinion and be like, well, hey, I never thought of it like that,
right.
you know so definitely want to share it, but we ain't gonna be trying to force nobody's opinion down their throat, or trying to twist people's words or anything like that. Hey, Jazz, thank you, appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys are just as much part of the conversation as we are, whether you come up on the panel or you're in the chat. We're interested in your perspectives, because
Yeah.
perspectives unlock different levels of understanding. And who
Hmm.
knows, there might be something that you type in there that I'm like, oh, okay. But the aim should never be to try to force your opinion down somebody's throat. The aim should always be to be understood, um, because we all are, pretty much capable of determining our own belief set.
Right. Facts. So, with that being said, like she said, everybody's more than welcome to come up here or say your opinion in the chat and things like that. So we're gonna leave it at that. Now you want to talk about the topic?
So the topic today is toxic relationships. identifying them and just waking up to your own greatness and your own potential and things like that. So it's just really, I want it to be a conversation where not only I'm sharing my opinion, Tay shares her opinion, chat gives their experience with toxic relationships and how they got out of those situations, or even tips, if someone is in that type of situation, how to get out. And this isn't just in regards to like relationship, it could be friendships, family,
Friendship. Mhm.
anything, just your experience with setting boundaries, and ultimately detaching from those trauma bonds and those toxic relationships that keep you from catapulting into your potential. So we're just super, I'm excited about the conversation. I'm excited to see what Tay's perspective is. I'm excited to see what you guys' perspective is in the chat. I hope some people decide to come up and share, their views and perspectives as well.
Mhm. Thank you, Jazz. So, um, you want me to start it off, or did you want to start off?
You can.
How to leave these toxic ass niggas? How to leave? No, man, it took. I don't know because typically I leave toxic people, but I'm gonna probably I've stayed in some toxic relationships in my younger years. I've stayed, but when they've gotten too toxic, I leave. I've left, and I believe Ever can tell you I've left. But you know, for me, it's easy. For other people, it may not. So sometimes I feel like you have to start thinking because this person that is toxic, they have probably already damaged you emotionally and physically. Well, maybe not even emotionally, maybe just mentally, you know? So they have already told you that you're not going to find nobody better than me. Um, I am the best, or you already fat, or you already got 3 kids or 2 kids, you can't find nobody else, so they damage your confidence. And so I think when you get in those relationships, you have to really sit back and think about the times that you was not with this person, because you can get stuck and start thinking the things that they told you. Well, you don't want to leave because he didn't say this and this and that. And I just think you have to get your confidence up. Get your confidence up and understand that if you do leave him, girl, just like you found him, you could find another one. you know that's a lot of women don't understand either, is that when we get in these long relationships with men forget that, nigga, I had niggas before you know what I'm saying, like I might have been a player in my day. And they forget because they've been with you for so long, and they just feel like you ain't gonna go nowhere, you haven't been with anybody in a long time, and it's like, don't get it twisted. Okay, sir.
Absolutely.
Right, it's a mental control. Yeah, it's mental.
And it's been scientifically proven that, like, well, before I go there, um, I will say that what when they say those things to you, like, oh, which I can't say I've had a situation like that particularly, but when they like constantly erode your self-esteem, it's the same thing as affirmations, but on the negative side of the spectrum. So the same way you wake up in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm important, like it's the opposite. So when you hear that every day, you subconsciously begin to believe that about yourself.
Right.
And I think for some people, it's very easy for them to walk away from toxic situations, but I will say for the majority of us, it's not. I think it just all has to do with, um, I think I more so really think that people who, had more of a stable home life typically are, with both parents are typically, and I don't want to make this sound crazy because I didn't grow up with both parents, but people who did grow up with both parents tend to have a higher level of self-esteem, and they seem to be a lot more secure in who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so easy for anybody to erode their self-confidence because, you know what I'm saying, they had that healthy, maternal and masculine figure in their formative years. Um, and I mean, there's even people, and of course, people with abandonment issues, um, like myself, uh, um,
Yeah.
typically have a harder time with that simply because, we don't like it. It's a whole different type of um, trauma, not feeling unloved maybe by someone, that's an adult that's supposed to love you in early childhood. So, you know finding that father figure in a partner is very common for women who have those issues. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Hmm.
cling to that male energy because you know what I'm saying, because they lacked it. So I do think it puts people at a better advantage, even if it's not a biological figure. I'm talking like it could be an uncle or a stepdad, or it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody's biological, um, parental figure. But as long as that's there, I've noticed that people that come from those more healthy situations typically have a healthier view of themselves and find it easier to leave toxic situations. And go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I think it's been proven that like when you're in a relationship with someone who's narcissistic, it literally shrinks your gray matter in your brain. It causes brain damage after so long. But I think that discovering your self worth, just even if you're not into metaphysics and things like that, even prayer, even planting yourself in some type of faith, regardless of what that faith is, give yourself that structure and that mental calm, to cast your worries and your fears and your insecurities onto a higher power, and have faith that what's next will be better, because most of the time it will be.
Hmm. And look, at this point in my life, can't I can't even deal with you. Won't even get a chance to be fucking toxic, okay? Because I'm too grown for all of that. It's like you as women, we have to get to a point. You have to respect yourself, and love yourself. You know, because if if you're not loving yourself, what are you then why are you dealing with somebody that's toxic? You should love yourself enough that when you find out they're toxic, pew, the other way, I'm gone. You won't even get a chance to fucking be toxic with me. It's like I'm gone. I don't have time for it. I don't know. I've been through so much. I've been through so much that it's nothing to me. I know that I can get someone else. I'm not ugly. And even if I was, it don't matter. Men love what's between your legs. Like a woman can get any man. You know what is why would you stay stuck on somebody who doesn't no longer serve you? I'm tired of begging to someone saying, you know, Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? I've asked you to do this, I've asked you to do that. And you I've asked this, I like it's like you constantly have to beg for this person's attention. Or you're constantly asking them, to do this or do that. And it's like I get tired of that shit. I don't want to have to constantly keep telling anybody that, you know? And so I'd rather just give me another one. Give me somebody else that's gonna do the shit I want done.
Right. Like, yeah, but people with trauma kind of, people with trauma, they think a little bit different than that. Like, they think, oh, well, I'm not good enough. Like, they actually start believing those things, about themselves that those people say. And it's not even just like romantic relationships. Even, I mean, I think even friendships and familial relationships, if they're toxic to your well being, they just gotta go. You can't maintain constant contact with that person. And I think it all starts with just realizing your worth, and that's not easy. I'm not gonna make it seem like it's easy. For some people it is, but for some people it's not. Because as I say, so many of us have childhood trauma in different areas. We may not, like, some people may have problems walking away from toxic situations. Some people may have problems, you know, I don't know, like over giving their energy, to people or things like that. Like, it's all different. Like, and it's like I've always looked back at people who are able to easily just be like, I'm done with you, and be like, dang, how did they think that way? Because when you're in the throes of something, and you've already wrapped your mind around the idea of someone, it's like tunnel vision for some people, especially people that have the ADHD brain. Because ADHD people, I have ADHD. ADHD people tend to micro focus on things. So it could be 1,000 eligible suitors or eligible friends, or even, family members with better energy, but it's still that focus is on, that one person, because it's like, well, why? That inquisitive thinking mind. Well, what did I do? Internalizing, instead of being like, what, I'm not being treated how I want to be treated. It doesn't matter why. I'm done with this situation. Common sense thing to do. But
Mhm.
everybody just doesn't vibrate on that spectrum all the time. And so, maybe those people that do vibrate on that spectrum can, maybe break down their I don't know, their methods for recognizing toxic behavior, or, even small red flags. Because, we were talking about that once before, because you were like, how many red flags did this person have before it got to this point? And a lot of people just don't recognize those red flags. It's kind of like
Mhm.
what Jazz was just saying, that some people seek to date a person with childhood trauma or abandonment issues because they can control them. And that's so true, which is a whole different level of calculated right there.
Yeah, men, I think men also too, they bank on the fact that we're emotional. They
Definitely.
know that we're emotional, and they bank on certain things about us as women. So that's why uh let me tell you something I can say about things I've learned about men. Men are very smart, very, very smart, and very strategic, right? Because a man will get with you, and he will get in your life and push certain things just to see if he can do it. You know, I don't personally see women, and I'm not saying that women don't do this, but I just don't personally feel like, as collective as women, we get into a relationship and we like push to see what we can get away with, you know? And I personally feel like men will push. Men will try to do this just to see if you're gonna say something.
Right.
They're gonna try this, they're gonna try that. Oh, well, let me stay out a little late and see if she say something, you know.
Right.
So that's why they say, why do they always say like that? What do they? What's the saying with men? If you allow it, if you allow it, or something.
What you allow will continue.
Yeah, and they say that mostly towards men, right? Because it's like, why is it like men need to be tamed, right? Because it's like they go over boundaries. Like they're meant to go over boundaries. And it's like you have to tame them. So that's why I just feel like, you have to put your foot down in the beginning and put certain boundaries and say certain things. But going back to what you were saying when you were talking about, it's harder for some people to leave relationships and things like that. For me, it's hard because you said like you have tunnel vision. And I be having tunnel vision too sometimes, well, probably not now, but I remember the day. I remember the days when I used to have tunnel vision, and I just would want this thing to work with this person. But for me, it's aggravating because I like to get my way in relationships. So if I can't, and I don't mean like a shiesty get my way. I just like things to kind of go my way in a way. It's not shiesty. I mean, it's even. I feel like it's an even way. But if things are not going the way I want it to go, I cringe. I don't want to be here anymore. It's like I can't get my way, so why am I with you? And then to me, people be scared to leave relationships with men who ain't giving you no money at that. And it ain't even just about money, but it's like he ain't giving you no money. He ain't giving you what you need in a relationship. You ain't getting nothing. And you're controlled by this person.
But I mean, even getting things, that doesn't, I mean, I don't think, even if that person was getting off of things or getting off of money, like, I mean,
It still wouldn't be suffice enough, but
yeah,
damn, at least you're getting something.
right,
Hell, you ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting no loyalty. You ain't getting, he's not listening to you. He's not there for you emotionally, mentally. You ain't getting nothing. And you're like scared to leave this person for what? You're getting the shitty end of the stick.
right.
I hate getting the shitty end of a relationship. Like I can't. I'll bring stuff up a little bit. I'll say this, I'll say that. But if I feel like you're not trying to change, I'm gone. Fuck you, I'm gone.
So, Jack,
That's just what it is.
yeah.
Because I can't stay in something that I'm getting the shitty end of. And you get to do whatever it is you want to do. You get to hang out, you get to do this, you get to do that. And not only that, if I decide to stay, okay, yeah, we're probably going to be having sex. So you're getting sex on the deal. You're getting the good end of the stick.
Right.
Like what? No. No, 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 no. They afraid to be alone. Who afraid, men?
I think she's saying that the person that's stuck on a particular relationship is scared of being alone, not really realizing they already are alone if their emotional and mental and physical needs are not being met in the way that they need them to be met.
Right. But not only that, you need to be alone. Like, I don't know how to leave a toxic relationship. That's the title. Is already bad. Toxic, a toxic ass person. Hell no.
I, I'll say this, you know, Black community a lot. There, people turn their nose up at therapy, but I'll say that therapy really does turn a mirror towards you. It turns a mirror towards your thought pattern. It asks you the whys, the how comes. You know what I'm saying? It kind of helps deprogram that programming from that person. So whether you do spiritual counseling or, you know, counseling with a psychologist or seek spiritual advice or anything like that, I think it's just important to just really turn that micro focus back on oneself and saying, okay, who am I? And a lot of times people don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Especially after you've been in a toxic situation with somebody, like you forget who you are in a way. You have to, in order to stay, you have to abandon or kill off certain parts of yourself or your personality in order to stay in a situation that doesn't serve you. You know, you're either suppressing, you know, your wants or your desires, or you're going without what you need, you know, in order to keep the peace. But what I was going to ask is, like, I was going to ask Jazz, like, what would you say is the biggest red flag for you when you first start dating somebody that this energy might be off? And I have, yeah, you too, Tay. But I'm interested in Jazz, what Jazz thoughts are too. You hear me? Oh.
Yeah. What's the biggest red flag for me? I don't know, because I have a lot, but it's just if he's rude to like a waiter, that's a red flag. Cause I'm like, why the fuck you rude to the waiter? You know, I don't like that, because then people feel like you're better. You know, I don't like that. I don't like snobby ass people or people to feel like just because you at a certain level, like you get to treat people a certain way. To me, that's just fucking disrespectful. And I feel like now it could, like, there are situations where I understand you might have to, you know, stand up for yourself. That's different. But I'm talking about you just being plain disrespectful to me. Then it's like, okay, you have a bad attitude and you'll be disrespectful to me. You know? So I don't go for nobody being disrespectful to like a waiter. Especially if she didn't do anything. He or she didn't do anything.
Jazz said a man that talks bad about his ex a lot. That's a good one. That probably would
That's a red flag.
That would be my number one. That was a real good one.
What's up, Cat Daddy? Yeah, that's a good one. A guy who talks about another woman on a date, like, I'm over you. Like, you obviously still dealing with her, and you need to you don't need to be out dating. You need to seek help, sir. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's a beautiful thing to see that, like, you know, there are people out there that you know are able to walk away from those situations because they do have a good handle of their worth, which I think that's so valuable to have people in the conversation like that, like, because you and Jazz, you guys seem to really know who you are. You guys really seem to, you know what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, and you know, it is rare this day and age, very rare. If you just scroll through any social media that you have, you'll see everybody having relationship, especially the it's complicated button on Facebook, bruh. Like, that's the telltale sign of a toxic relationship right there. It's complicated as the relationship status.
Yeah, no.
Say it's toxic.
If a relationship status is complicated, why would it be like, are y'all together? I don't play that. We in between. Like, are we together or are we not? Which one is it? I have men that talk about all he did for his ex, how he spoiled her. Would he do everything for her? I'm like, he ain't doing that for me. Yeah. Let me tell you something. What the thing is if you just listen to people, they're going to tell you exactly who they are. So if you just sit back and listen to certain things that people say. And it's just certain remarks. Like I've been on dates and I've heard guys say certain things or certain remarks, and I'll be like, oh, what? Like, I already be like, mm-mm. In my head, I'll be like, this the last date. Cause when they say certain stuff, I'll be like, mm-mm.
And another thing of when it's like somebody that's super popular and out there, like maybe they might have a little clout behind their name. If you never see them posting anybody, but they always up in somebody's face, I think that's a big red flag. Like and I understand being private. Being private is one thing, but somebody who's always with this one, always with that one, but there's probably something going on behind the scenes too. I think we got to pay attention to those red flags too, like paying attention to how people move. I think that's very important.
Mm-hmm. Like Jan said, every time I listen to a man, I learn so much, and that's true. Sometimes I used to talk a lot, like on dates and talk. Sometimes you just got to be quiet, and people gonna tell you exactly who they are. My grandma always taught me to listen, then talk, because I learned more by listening, and you definitely do.
Definitely. I especially listening. I can remember this maybe was about 7, I don't know, probably maybe about 10 years ago, something like that. It don't matter, but it was this guy, right? I met him online. I met him in Austin, right? And I don't know, but like I'm always the type of person where, um, if how do I put this? People just tend to tell their business unsolicited. And
Uh-huh.
we were eating or whatever, and we're just talking, and all of a sudden he's like, so there is something I wanted to tell you. And I was like, okay. I'm already I'm a little what's the word, uneasy at this point.
Uneasy, yeah, on the edge.
Like, well, I got out of prison about a year ago for murder. I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, no.
Did you run?
No, I didn't run. I did stay.
You still dealt with him?
No, 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 no. Not after that one day. Like, let me tell you.
Oh.
So, I mean, I was cordial through the date. Like, I didn't make him feel weird for what he revealed, even though it was quite alarming for me. He got upset that I didn't let him know when I made it home. He flipped the heck out, and I saw how he probably killed somebody. And so I'm like, yeah, nah. But I mean, that's one of those in your.
Did you ask questions? Because when people say stuff, but you right about that. Like that's another thing that I had to work on too. Giving unsolicited advice, like unsolicited information about yourself, things that people don't ask, and you talk about. And sometimes as women, we don't think about it. But when you say things like, well, I was in a relationship with a guy and it was toxic. He used to beat me and he would call me out my name and he would do this. You know what he's looking at? He's looking at you. He's like, well, why would you let somebody treat you like that? Why would you let somebody put hands on you? Why would you let somebody disrespect you and call you out your name? Now he looks at you in a way, men will look at you like you're down here. And he's looking like, okay, well, like, is this a bummy chick? She bottom of the barrel, like. So sometimes you got to be careful when you've had bad relationships to say certain things from the past or just anything. Sometimes don't give that information up.
Yeah, I would have held that one close to the chest. I'm glad he told me. I really am. But like my poker face was so on point. Hey, Word. My poker face was so on point because I didn't even.
What's up, Word?
He's like, you didn't even. He's like, I'm so shocked you didn't even react, and I'm thinking because I reacted in my brain. I'm like, I don't like to make people feel uncomfortable, but I mean, that's something I would have held that until, but I guess, it makes sense. He did a good thing.
What up, realist? He thinking I'm gonna do the same to some men. Think they can do it too. Right, right. Yeah, it's like if you say certain things that happened in your relationship and it was negative, he gonna feel like Jazz said, like, oh, well, he did it, so I can do the same thing.
And
You know,
y'all, I mean, and don't think about the power toxic relationships. I have a family member, right, that I'm beefing with right now, but nonetheless, I still love her. We're not really beefing, we just not talking, but that's cool. But she is basically in this situation where she's been dating this guy since she was in her 20s. Um, they met they met at a mental hospital. They were both on
girl, this conversation.
I know, right?
Mental? No, ma'am.
Well, I mean, like I call it a mental hospital, but it was like a behavioral facility. Um, but anyhow, this dude beats the crap out of her. He's beat her ever since they've been together, and she hides it. There's a bunch of photos that she takes of him, of her bruises or whatnot, and she's finally getting to a point where she's waking up to what it is, but he has prevented her from talking to her mom, from talking to her family members. Um, makes her change her numbers so certain people can't get in contact with her. But more recently, she's pregnant. And he basically, because the family kind of is keeping their distance because that's what she wants, um, he plays these little psychological games with her, like, well, fine, call your mom, see if your mom will come get you. And if the mom comes to get her, he's already at the mom's house waiting to take her right back where she came from. And she's finally waking up to it. It took her having a baby by this monster for her to finally realize, okay, maybe this is not the best situation for me. But this is a situation this girl's been in for 7 years, and she told someone, I feel like when he hits me, he's giving me attention. And there's levels, because I couldn't imagine staying in a situation where I'm literally being physically abused. I don't condone violence, but somebody hit me, I'm aiming for the throat. That's crazy. But
I've been in abusive relationships, but you know me, bitch. I didn't fall. I ain't let nobody knock me upside my head. Like I used to be psycho. Did you remember? You remember? I used to be psycho back in the day. I wouldn't call it psycho, but it was like I used to get with guys, and yeah, they would put hands on me. But yeah, if they put hands on me, yeah, I was the bitch to get a knife. I'm ready to kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like I was psycho back then. Like I was ready to stab. I would pick up something and knock you. I'm not. First of all, you a man, so I already know I can't fight you. I can't fist fight you.
I,
So
I
girl.
I disagree. I disagree with that statement. You lying. You is lying.
Why
You lying your ass off, bro. How you gonna sit up there and say?
I mean, I have fist fought a man.
You done beat a man's ass before. What is you talking about?
Listen, but she's only saying that because what? He tried to put hands on me.
He did it first.
Okay, I'm just saying. Don't make me be out here like I'm just putting hands on people. No.
Say that, but you over here talking about you a man, I can't fight you. You whoop
that. I mean, majority of the time when I fought like men and stuff, like in my younger years, I don't fight now, y'all. I don't. If anybody put hands, I'm gone. You won't even get the chance to put hands, because majority of the time I'm gonna find out your tipper is gonna get a certain way, and I'm gone because I ain't got time for it. But I will pick up, like I said, I will pick up something and knock your motherfucking ass out. I have before. I don't play. I get a knife. I get whatever. I've never been a woman where I let a man just hit me and I don't do nothing. Fuck no. No, I'm gonna get my lick back. Believe that.
Girl, look at word last comment.
Or back then, so telling me, never mind, Tay ain't getting me. No, she packing out for real. I pack. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I'm sorry you had to even go through that. Yeah, I mean, Jazz, you
And
live
she
and you
literally
learn.
packed. You ain't that's the truth.
Well, they know I pack because I show my heater. I showed my heater on here before, so they know I pack. I'm sitting here trying to think like a woman and act like a man, and I realize that I can't do both. What they say, any man would intentionally repeat sins, evils of another man is a broke ass chicken head, nothing more than a coward. I know that's right, spirit of truth.
Right. But that's the culture. That's just kind of, especially men from like, and I'm not man bashing, so don't y'all put words in my mouth, but I'm simply saying that, and from larger cities such as like Houston or Atlanta, they have a certain energy towards women. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like
So what you trying to say? They male bashers in Houston?
no. I'm saying they have a. You mean female? It's not that they're female bashers. I think
I mean, yeah, female bashers.
a lot of people in those cities where it's all about looking rich, whether you are or not. Um, they're into that that disposable type culture. Like for every one, there's four more. So if one's gone, oh well. Like I've just noticed that with men in like those bigger cities, especially like Atlanta, where you got 5 women and 1 man. Population wise.
So men are more toxic in those cities.
I wouldn't say. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't trying to put it in those words, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
They're like toxic. Those cities got a lot of DL dudes, right? If so, there's your answer. Um, yeah, some of them have down low.
I think they're everywhere. I think DL dudes are everywhere. I'll never forget, man. There was this guy that I used to go to high school with. He liked to dress like a girl and everything. And I remember this one time I was driving and I saw him walking and I gave him a ride. And he started spilling tea, showing me pictures of him and people in his phone that I thought were straight. That dated like some of my friends, and I'm just like, whoa. That's when it made me realize this download thing is not geographically specific. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, and that's scary. Like, I mean, like some of the in the worst part about this, which I didn't say his name, so it doesn't matter. That same guy ended up passing away from HIV 3 years later.
For real?
Yep.
Yep. That's crazy.
And so, think about it. Think about those women who think that they're with one sexual partner, and then that one sexual partner basically, in so many ways, ends their life. Get them something they can't get rid of.
I ran across a few DL dudes. I ran across a few. I never really outed them, but I knew. My intuition told me they were gay.
I don't really be believing in outing people like that. Like, yeah, I mean,
I feel like you should be outed if you want to lay down with me. You talking about you having sex with me, and you having sex with me. I personally feel like I want to know.
No, I'm saying I don't believe in outing people. Like me finding out somebody is in the closet and then blasting it out on a public forum. Now, it's one thing to go and
I'm gonna blast it out to you. I don't care about a
yeah, that's what I mean.
but
Like,
I'm gonna blast it to you
people.
because how dare you? You trying to come to me and talk to me, and I'm thinking you like women, but in the end you like men. So now you dibbling, dabbling, sticking your little thing in booty holes, and then you want to try to stick your thing in my coochie. No, like I have a right to know. You know what I'm saying? You should be telling me. So in a way, I should blast your ass because what are you doing, sir? You like booty holes. You don't like coochie.
Girl, some of them just like what they can get.
Well, you know what? If you like what you can get, say that. I'd rather you come up to me and say, I'm bi. I like men and women. Put yourself out there. But don't be upset when somebody expose your ass. Period.
Yeah, I mean, it's too crazy out here. It's too much stuff going around to sit up here and, put other people's lives at risk because of your clandestine activities.
You crazy. I never can sit around a bunch of dudes. It feels weird. Like even when people say bros over hoes, I always said, F that, give me the ladies. Yeah, we had a conversation about that. You remember when we was like, it just be seeming like men sometimes be so ready to chill with dudes
Yeah.
rather than their own female. It's weird. You won't give the woman the time of day or give her exactly what she need, the time and attention. But when it comes to your homeboys, you ready to do this, and that.
Right. Fly all the way across the country for a birthday party or some shit, but won't go up the street to.
But won't fly to see you.
Right.
And it's like, dude, you're giving off gay vibes. Literally. Giving gay vibes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you do that, I remember there was a gay black dude who was into exposing other guys that were cheating on girls with other men. He was on YouTube actually. Damn. Y'all be in that beef sector. I found out through that beef sector through y'all.
Wait, what is the sector? What?
Girl, it's a beef sector on YouTube, baby. I don't know if you want to go over there. I don't be into the beef sector, but it be drama. It be like they be going in on people, basically beef. Like beef. Yeah, it's a beef sector on YouTube, and basically, they be going in on people.
I ain't gonna tell you what I thought that meant, because everybody in the chat gonna laugh.
What you meant? Actually, like a mukbang beef?
I thought it was some type of maybe gay men's club or something. I'm like, what is the beef sector?
Damn.
I was like, huh?
Running around with the sick beanie weenie. That's just a loyalty thing. What's just a loyalty thing? Men with their homeboys? Is that what it is?
Nah, that shit. You know what?
Is that a loyalty thing? Men with their homeboys? Is that what you're trying to say, really? Because I just don't. I don't know, man. It looks real gay to me when y'all be more interested in y'all homeboys than y'all girl, and your girl be sitting there like begging for you to stay at home, and you want to go with your boys.
Yeah, that's weird to me. That's weird to me. That's always like, to me, that's always given, especially like there was this one guy, right? We had just gotten back from eating. Like we had went to eat out somewhere. And we got back at like 11:30 at night. And he was like, "Oh crap. Well, my homeboy's car broke down and da 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 da." And I'm like, okay. Of course, I'm sitting here thinking something else. So he FaceTimes or whatever. He's literally on the road with his homeboy. I'm like, did a nigga not got do the dude not got triple A? Like, what in the world?
Right.
Like, that's weird to me. Like, I get it. Like, I can see going to a woman's rescue. But like, bruh, if he got a flat tire, he can't change his own flat tire. That's weird to me.
A flat tire. He called him for a flat tire.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird, bro. Why you can't change your tire? See, that's what I be saying about me. That just be like gay. That my gator. I be like gay. Because how, as a man, you don't know how to change a damn tire? Why are you calling another man talking about you got a flat?
Yeah. I mean,
Sir, get your ass out the car and use the jack. Come on now. When your kids, it was normal, but as an adult, if we ain't doing a project, watching a game or fight, then I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, for real.
definitely. Um, most guys today don't know where to play jack. Oh my god.
They don't know where to place the jack. That's weird. That is really weird. You sound like Riley from the Boondocks. Nigga, you gay. I ain't seen Riley in so long.
That's so hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I can even remember. I can remember this one time I had gotten a flat, um, and some dude stopped to help me, and this other dude saw him jacking the car up, and he's like, "You are gonna tear her car up. You got that jack in the wrong place." And I'm looking like I would have been better off doing this shit myself.
Oh, so he didn't even know how to do it. Well, at least he was trying to help.
Yeah, at least he was, but it was somebody. It was another person who came along and was like, "That ain't where you supposed to put that. That's gonna fall on you." It was crazy. That was
Yeah.
just the worst comment about these dudes not knowing where to put the jack. Because absolutely. But one thing I do love that I've noticed a lot, like I remember just different situations in life where I felt unsafe. Like there's always like it's always been somebody to speak up. Always been a black man. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't always been on no romantic type tip. It's just on some duty type tip. And I remember that more like in the late '90s, well, I was still in high school in the early 2000s, but especially when I first got out of school and things like that. Like I just remember that being the culture and the energy of society at that time, and it's just so different now. It's like every person for themselves.
So what, you feel like it's different now? You feel like back then, um, black men would speak up for you, and you feel like now they don't?
I'm not me. Well, yeah, they would speak up. Like if you look like you were, or if I looked like I was uncomfortable, they would be like, "Oh, hey, man." Like I can remember this one time I was at the airport, and this person came up to me and was really making me uncomfortable. And like, I do the nervous laugh because I'm not trying to be rude. And this black guy who was with this girl was like, "Hey, dude, you can tell she's uncomfortable. Leave her alone." And this was in what, maybe 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I've noticed other instances like where necessary I may see like white women being heckled, and the other white dudes are just looking like, "Oh, buddy," like doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I think it has to do with just the culture, and I think the culture is changing.
I don't like it. I'm old school.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. That's all I'm gonna say from that.
Because there was a time when all men stood up for women, not just black men or white men or, different, but it's changed. It's changed. Society has changed so much just over the last decade.
Y'all probably are gonna hate what I say, but why is it that we need people to protect us? Like, why is it that we need, like you're saying this, at one point men would do this and now they don't do this. Who are the ones that's committing these crimes and these acts and making people feel uncomfortable or things like that? It's men.
I mean, I get it, but that's the whole same argument people say about cops. It's cops killing black people, but there's cops saving black people too.
Right. I never once said like all black men or all men, but it just goes to show that why is it's not women out here. You don't see like a ton of women out here making men feel uncomfortable or just making people feel uncomfortable, period.
Right.
Why is it that we have to protect, everybody has to protect women from men? It shouldn't be like that. Men should automatically be our protectors. We shouldn't be out here like that.
Right.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
sadly, that's just the state of affairs. Sadly.
That's crazy to me. I don't know.
Really said there's some female fools out there.
There's some female fools out there.
That's what he said. I mean, you're gonna have your exceptions for every you'll have your exceptions for every situation, but just for the most part, just like I just notice it's different these days. Remember that video where the mom told the son, or they said the mom told the son to go get the gun or whatever, and everybody was like, "Oh, there were older people. There was nobody in the shop." But then when I look at the video, there were like literally two able-bodied black men in the shop, standing to the side. And it's like, how did you just sit there and watch that dude punch that girl? Like, if one of them had stood up, that man might not be dead now.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I guess people nowadays they're more into just videoing.
Right.
I'm not a video type of person. So stuff go down, you probably won't even see it, but I'll probably be the one to tell you about it. But I'm not the person that just be like with my phone. I be wondering. I be like, dang, how do people do that? Like people catch stuff just in the middle when they do stuff. Like I'm not that person. Like if I'm in a situation and I get into it with somebody, I'm literally not even thinking about grabbing my phone, but sometimes it'd be a smart thing because you can record everything that's going on. But in my mind, I don't know. I just be like, I be in the moment. I be like tunnel vision, and I just be in that moment. And I'm either ready to cut your ass out or I'm just ready to go in on you. I don't think about it, but I'll be like, part of me be like, damn, that's so fucking smart that they decide to like bring their phone and just record everything. It's smart. Then some of it, I'll be like, no, because why the fuck you didn't help? Why is you sitting there just recording? You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. We in the world of like everybody wants to record everything, and I'm just not that person to record. Like even if I'm on like she'll tell you if I'm on vacation, I'm like I don't record a lot, and I hate that about myself a little bit because I miss out on certain things. I miss memories, things that I can go back and look at. I hate that about myself, but I like to be in the moment. I like to be in the moment. I like to enjoy where I'm at, what I'm doing. I'm not a person that just pulls out my phone all the time.
Right. Yeah, she definitely don't. She'll be on a whole vacation out the country and be like, "Where are the pictures, girl? I forgot to take some."
I do, because I like being in the moment. I like enjoying it. You know, I might take one or two here and there, and I'm always disappointed when I come back. I'm like, dang, I ain't got no pictures to share anything. But it don't even really be about like, you know, because you got people on social media, they love to just flat. And I'm not that person. I don't like, I mean, you know, I don't know. I just don't like it. Hey, Miss 702, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Snapped. I know y'all heard of or at least watched an episode. Oh yeah. I watched that Snap so much.
I almost ended up on the episode. I'm just playing.
Oh, I'm glad to see you 702 because you know I had messaged 702 because I was like worried about her mom because I know she had, you know, told me about her mom, but I'm so glad that your mom is doing fine and she's okay. So that is good. It's nature. The dominant will always prey on what they feel is weaker. Even in the animal kingdom, it happens. Think when a lion goes after a gazelle, most of the time the pack runs and the lion get the weakest. That's true.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. But sometimes you see some from the pack fight back and defend. Depends on if you got that badass around. Yep. It's just I don't know. It's weird to me. But it's interesting to see, you know, like that. What's that show? Like Realist mentioned
Yeah.
um Snap. It's a show where, you know, like what would you do? And they be doing like little I don't know if that guy comes on. Do you know what I'm talking about? That Spanish guy? And he comes on and they set up like certain scenarios and it could be a little kid and he could be like, well, mom, you said da, 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 da. And I don't know, the little kid could be begging for food or something, and they be putting them in situations to see what people would do.
I saw a YouTube video like that where there was this it was a Caucasian lady. She had a black child and she had a white child. The black child just got water and french fries. The white child got hamburger and french fries, and the mother got a hamburger and french fries. And the black child was like, "Well, why can't I have a hamburger too?" And she like goes off on him like, "There's not enough to buy you a hamburger too." And the black lady was like, ma'am, no, I will buy him a hamburger. Who do you think you are?" Da, 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 da. I think we're talking about the same thing, but that was just a specific scenario. Or there was this one scenario, right, where this big burly black man was sitting next to this little white girl. They had the little white girl sit there. The black man wasn't in on the prank. And this white man came up to the little girl and was like, "Come on, your mommy told me to pick you up." And the little girl was like, "I don't know you." And the black man literally got up like, "Bro, I suggest you back. You know, like those are the type."
Mhm,
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen those.
mhm.
But I
Yeah,
kind of,
and he be
I
like, you ain't going with her. You gonna stay right here with me. And he's like, I'm about to call the police.
yes. And the dude kept pushing. He's like, "You got one more time." And the dude walked off because he knew it was about to be some problems.
Yep.
So yeah, I've seen those.
I think that's real interesting. Real interesting.
Yeah, I love those little scenarios they put up. But like I think, I don't know. Once you get, I think once a person gets a taste of, self-respect, it's kind of hard to go back or steep in those situations, or even stay in those situations. But it's just, it's getting out of it so that you can see it from a more stable perspective. Because when you're in the throes of a toxic relationship, it's hard to even, most people can't even identify it. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, well, that's
You
just how.
don't identify the signs of the red flags of being in a toxic relationship.
Not when someone is in, I said when a person is in the throes of a toxic relationship. No. When they're in that mental, have you ever heard of Stockholm syndrome?
I've heard of it, but I forgot what is it. Explain it.
It's basically where after so long, after that repeated like mental abuse, you begin to protect your abuser. Like you begin to sympathize with them and make excuses for them and protect them. It's like a psychological trap.
Oh yeah, I've had people do. I've seen people like do that a lot, and I'll be like, "That's weird."
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's very similar to like my cousin that I was talking about earlier. You know, her being in that situation, and she literally said, you know, when he hits me, he's giving me attention, and it makes me feel special. And I'm just like, oh my god, this girl needs help because
you need help and you
absent,
need therapy.
even absent that relationship, having that type of mentality, all she's gonna do is attract somebody else like that. You know,
Hmm.
but people, I guess people don't really, it's like I said, I think it's hard to identify it when you're in the throes of it, when you're emotionally invested and activated. Mostly, when a person is emotionally activated, it's hard to see things objectively.
At some point, do you feel like you are able to see things?
I do. I think that eventually, like, I would say, yeah, once you, I think eventually you are able to see things for what they are and decide, okay, this is not the situation for me. But for some people, it just takes time. Like, like it's easy for you, but like if you really just sit and think about it and think about like females that you've been friends with and what type of things they put up with in relationships, if it was really that easy for them to just walk away, they would. That, I mean, at least that's what I think. I think if it was really easy for a person to walk away, they would. I think, when you get tied up in the just in your emotions and stay activated, it's hard to see things clearly.
Even when you don't get your way, or you've constantly been dealing with this person for years and years and years, it's still hard for you to leave that situation.
Well, I mean, I'm not speaking towards me. I'm saying in general, it's hard.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, in general, I think it is hard because for some people, like some people can literally just cut people off like that. In the same way that I don't understand how people can cut people off like that, people who can cut people off like that don't really understand, you know what I'm saying, why those people can't, when it's obvious they're in a toxic situation. It all comes down to us all being wired differently. Like we're all just created differently and we don't all think the same.
No, I mean I agree.
Yeah.
It's just I can only take so much from someone, you know? And I don't know. Like I say, I love to get my way. I like to get my way. And I'm not saying all the time, but if I'm in a situation that no longer serves me, and I don't know. I don't like to feel like I what's the word? Like I don't like to feel like I'm pressuring somebody to do some, or I'm like constantly begging or asking for someone. Hold on one moment. Take over real quick. One moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna read some of the comments. You be watching what you be watching, Word? Let's see. In the exceptions, then when women do turn the tables, they might get more vicious than men. Oh, they absolutely do. A woman can definitely top the evil if they want to, but I mean, that really ain't the energy to be vibrating in anyway.
What happened?
Well, realist had said in the comments, when women do turn the tables, they might get more vicious than the men. I'm like, no, they do get more vicious and more cold than the men, because uh,
Hell yeah, we emotional. We get to running your ass over and all that type of shit.
but here's the crazy thing, because when that same woman who's been weak gets enough gumption, or not gumption, but enough courage to finally walk away from that situation, that dude be like shook, like, what? Wait, what? Like, they be in denial about losing that control. Like, well, damn, it's pretty funny, but I think the most healthy thing to do is to just walk away. Like, revenge, just leave that for somebody else. It's just not worth the time. It's not worth the karma. It's not worth the energy.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would say that now, but if I was in my younger years, bitch, get your revenge. Who move you? It's crazy. I would say get your revenge, but yeah, it ain't worth it now. The older me, it ain't worth it. Don't get the revenge. Just move on. But be petty a little bit if you can before you decide to leave. Be a little petty.
Petty how? Give us an example.
I mean, examples of being petty, like go talk to his friend. Or I don't know, just be petty if you can. But
Hey, petty queen.
because men will do that, they'll sit and talk to your friend real quick, baby. They'll do it trying to hurt your feelings. Like, sir, no.
Lorena Bobbitt.
He crazy. Definitely still
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, hey,
He
I
said,
remember I used to always think it was funny to bring up Lorena Bobbitt on dates, and dudes would not think that was funny at all.
who is that?
She cut
Oh,
this, so she
y'all gonna be mad. I don't know who that is.
so this I think it happened in the 90s. Basically, she was with this guy, and she found out he cheated on her, so she cut his penis off while he was asleep and threw it in a field. And the cops had to go out and find the field. Thankfully, no scavengers or animals ate it, because they were able to sew that little bitty thing back together.
It was little.
Yeah.
You lying. How you get the they showed it.
No, she said it was little, and she ain't lying.
Oh my goodness. I do
Girl,
not remember that.
girl, it's a whole movie about it.
For real?
Yeah.
How could somebody cut somebody penis off while they sleep and they literally are like, how?
I don't know how. I don't know how she did it, but she did it.
If somebody would have took knife to my meat, I would have been like, I would have woke up real quick. She wouldn't even got the chance. Like, are you kidding
I
me?
mean, I'm like, did he really just lay there?
Right. Like, what were you? You was like, was you drunk? I mean, even if you drunk, like, how could you be that knocked out? Somebody literally cut your penis off.
I think
You're slipping, my boy.
I
Huh?
drank a lot also. Like, I think he might have been passed out drunk, but it's like, how do you stay asleep for her to cut the whole thing off? Like, you should have at least woke up at the first cut so you could jump back,
Right, because it's like this type of cut is not like a one shot. It can't be. She
girl.
literally had to sit there and like
Look,
grind back and forth.
look, I'm finna say, look, check the chat.
What?
Hold on. The private chat. Look. You get it?
What? Yeah, yeah.
Now you get it, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Then it was little.
Yeah.
He said that nigga was in a deep motherfucking sleep. He had to be. Shoot. But how deep could you have slept for that thing to be cut like that?
For
But yeah,
how I mean, that's got to be a lot of drunk to sleep through
super.
something like that. That's crazy.
But I agree because like they even got a law now for what that law where you like can run somebody over, with that passion law or something like
You talking
what
about where
is
you run somebody over?
Yeah, like because at one point I remember it was women that was like running over men, killing them.
I don't remember that. Now I know
You
there's.
don't remember? Yeah, it's like a passion law where, dang, y'all tell me in the chat if
You
I'm
talking
wrong.
about crimes of passion?
Yeah, and like no, but it was a law they passed where like, um, what is it like? Where it was somewhat like kind of okay, like, oh my god,
Well, I mean, people can get off for crimes of passion if it's, if certain conditions are met and it's not premeditated.
no link. Oh, I did drop the link earlier. Man, I don't want to give her a nutty ass no credit on no level. LOL. What? Wait, I'm lost. Wait, let me go back. What you talking about, really?
Talking about he don't want to give Lorena Bobbitt no credit. She did what she had to do. Yes.
Why she gotta be nutty ass? Why she gotta be all that? What, you mad cause she cut the man thing?
I think. Well, she claimed he was like committing domestic violence against her too.
Well, see, he deserved it. No, I ain't gonna say he
Well, I'm
deserved it.
saying she claimed it. I don't know if that's true. That could have just been her defense.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you. I was answering word question. Oh. She might have been swift with the two. I mean, the two should had to been hella sharp. That's all I'm saying. It had to be hella sharp for her to, get through there because I don't know. I mean, Amber told me what race it was, so they got them sharp knives and stuff like that. So, and Tay said women ain't got rights. Women can run men over. What you mean women ain't got no rights?
You always talking about women powerless, man. Y'all can do some crazy shit. Like even gun rape. Like if a man steal a woman's purse and his back is turned, she can shoot him. But if a man steal a man, something from a man and his back turned, he can't do nothing.
No, I didn't
So
know.
what you trying to say? I didn't know that. But we got
Because
trying to say
the
we got
threat.
rights.
I mean, y'all got rights, man. Y'all got. There's a lot of stuff going for women that don't go for men.
So
Men
you
get shitted on. Look,
saying,
I'm debating tonight. Men get shitted on.
so you basically saying
You can't come on my channel debating because I can't come on your channel and say what I want to say. No,
Yes, you can. We always
no,
debate.
I can't. I can't say what I want to say over there. So I'm just be quiet from now from
Nah,
here
you
on
come
out.
over there.
In the
Nah, see,
chat.
Amber, nah. This what she do. She come on my channel drunk and start telling people they from the Caucasus Mountains.
what?
I did not say that on your channel. I don't think I
Yes,
did.
you did. I got it clipped. I just didn't put it in there. She
I
said,
said
"Sir,"
that the
she
other day on your
she
channel.
said, she said,
I
hold
did say it
on,
one
hold
time on his channel.
on.
I did.
She
I
said, she, she said, you sound like you from the Caucasian persuasion. Did you come from the mountains? I was like, oh shit. I'm
the
like,
Caucasus,
oh, come
the
on,
Caucasus
Jay.
Mountains.
I'm like,
Okay, but even though I say what I say, majority of the time those statements be true though.
I
Does it
didn't
be
say
true?
that,
Does it be true? Yeah, he come from
but
the Caucasus Mountains.
You word you from the Caucasus Mountains.
nah, I ain't from no. I'm from the mountains of Pennsylvania, and I used to live in the mountains though. Yeah, I did. I ain't gonna lie. We was up on the hills. Yeah, I came from the Pennsylvania mountains.
Mm, yeah. I can't say what I want to say up there, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Oh,
Shoot. But
mm-mm.
huh?
Nah, you trying to debate now?
Period. I'm ready to debate. What's up? Shoot.
She threw the hair back and everything. I'm in
I'm
trouble.
salty. I'm salty and I'm mad right now.
Amber, you got a referee. You got to help me out. You can't let her beat me up.
What you mean? Amber ain't got nothing to do with this. Amber wasn't even there the other night.
Hey, what Amber? What Kevin Hart say? Help me! Help me!
Kevin Hart messed up right now. He can't even do nothing. His leg messed up.
He tried to he that little short man thought he could outrun an athlete.
Athlete, girl. I said, wow. And messed his
But
leg up.
I thought you made me forget what I was about to ask you. I asked for the link. You said something earlier.
What did I say?
I can't even remember now.
He ready to come for me, y'all. Let me say what I'm gonna say. Hey, Cat Daddy, I started to get on you too the other night because I seen that little comment you made. Somebody, say, people be looking for help or something like that. You was trying to say like, I don't know, like us black people, we be looking for help or something like that. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying give up your whole entire power or anything like that. Like I'm not saying that, you know. But I feel like yeah, you should stand up. You should stand up and definitely not be in this matrix. But at the end of the day, there are certain things that are holding some people back. But yeah.
Nah, see, Amber, you get mad at me about because I ain't one of them people. I'm like when they say the white man do this, the white man do that. I understand what people say. I just don't accept that shit. Like, try it. I'm one of them people. I'm like, I mean, but in all actuality, Ted, if you really sit back and listen to me, I'm just a different version of Huey P.
You just a
I'm
what?
just a different version of Huey P. I'm just not tell. I don't play my hand. I'm not about to tell people what I'm thinking when I'm trying to get certain things done or move a certain way. I ain't got to scream and yell. I'm gonna just take what I want and I'm gonna do it silently. But it's all that this that. Nah, you ain't doing. I ain't. I don't fear shit. I really don't. I promise you, I don't. I don't fear death or none of that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say ain't nobody can or will do anything to show me. I don't accept that shit. I see it. I recognize it. I heard about it. I studied it in history. But what I'm telling you, you ain't gonna do that shit to me, and I'm taking it. And you ain't gonna do that shit to nobody around me. That's how we built. So certain ideologies, I don't even rock with. Like, ain't nobody. If I need something, I'm gonna do it. If I want my
Yeah,
food,
I
I'm gonna
don't.
get it.
I say certain things, but if y'all know my life, I'm not in the matrix, so it's not like I'm sitting up here depending on somebody to do something for me, or I'm sitting here like, why is this happening to me? Why me? Why this? Why that? Like that ain't me. I'm the author of my life. I control my destination. I control what
And,
happens and what doesn't happen in my life.
and think about this too. Like you just said, you do that. But you know what happens? We look back at the people who ain't doing it, and we had the sympathy and empathy who had that shit for us. Nobody. We had to do it. You gotta have it in you. Like we was just talking about. The weak go get slaughtered. And I can't keep going back trying to defend something that ain't trying to defend itself. Either you level up and we do this, you step your game up, I step my game up, and we build together, and we don't let nothing distract us, and we just handle mission. Or you sit back there and chill in the matrix. You sit back there and complain about what these people doing instead of doing it yourself. People ask for stuff from us. Treat us nice, right? Treat us nice. We want to be treated. Man, just come and try to treat me a certain way and see what happens. I ain't asking you to. I ain't screaming on Black Lives Matter. Come and see if my life matters to me. See, we ask for too much. I ain't asking for shit. I'm taking mine. And is people starting to wake up and realize that is what we accept. The more you accept something, the more they gonna give it to you. It's the mentality. We used to be warriors, and now what are we?
Yeah.
I mean, everything all twisted. I'm trying to put that spirit, that seed back in people. Think individually. Think for yourself. Get out the herd. That's why I'm trying to tell them about their mind, their body, and their soul. I'm trying to explain that to them in a subtle way, in my way, in a simple way, that they can actually take the information and apply it to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see what you're doing. I can see uh when you study this information and you read it, you can see, just like today, like I was telling my son, they hide everything everywhere. Like, so when you know the knowledge and or you understand it, you get to a point where you see it all over the place. Your eyes open up and you see it. So like my son was watching cartoons this morning, and it was a cartoon, and it was like a family, and then they had like this little baby that was like, they call it negative something or whatever. And so every time they would think negative thoughts, the little thing would eat the negative thoughts, and it would eat so many, and it would become like a little monster and get like real crazy, right? And be ready to kill and just act the dang old fool. And so I was just telling my son, look, that's so funny. I'm like, they always be hiding metaphysical stuff, and they do it in adult, in our regular movies, but I see they
Hmm.
hide it in the cartoons and stuff like that. And I was telling my son, I'm like, look, they hide in metaphysical. I'm like, that's why I try to tell you that the universe records everything that you say. Stop saying negative things, negative thoughts. I say that little cartoon on TV that is showing, and it's eating the negative people thoughts, and then it turns into this evil monster. I'm like, this is the same thing. It goes for the universe, it goes for this actual world. Just crazy, y'all. I thought.
And I mean, that's kind of dope for that cartoon. I want to know who made that. I mean, it's telling, metaphysical principles, like you said, um, and for them to be showing kids. I'm trying. I got to see the cartoon. I want to see what kind of indoctrination is implemented. Honestly,
I don't
to
know the
accept
name
it
of it.
and
I'm
to
gonna
be
have to
aware,
let me ask my son what's the name of it.
because it can be teaching it from a standpoint to be aware of it, or it can be teaching from a standpoint this is normal. It can be bringing awareness or conditioning.
As a people, we're still waiting to be saved instead of saving ourselves as individuals first, and then as a collective. I mean,
Yep.
I do understand that, some of us are still waiting to be saved. And at some point, I probably was that person years ago that was waiting. And and then I finally realized, you know what? I got the power. I need to save myself. And then at one point, I was waiting on a man to say, I ain't even gonna lie. I was like waiting on somebody rich to save me.
Right. Right. But I don't think calling out injustice is necessarily a weakness. I mean, it's obvious black people are discriminated against, and there's nothing wrong with calling it what it is. There, I mean, discrimination is there.
Some
But
people don't, but then when you call it out, then it's like, well, why are you thinking negative? Or why are you being weak?
Well, but
You know, like in
so
the comments. Because they was coming for
it's,
me when
it's,
I was saying the stuff that I was
so
saying.
if I
I
say
felt like everything was true what I was saying. I
so
wasn't saying nothing wrong.
if I say slavery exists, is that negative? Or if slavery happened, is that negative?
To
Like,
me, no, it actually
yeah.
happened.
but that's what I'm saying. It's so many. That's our story, right? There's a lot of different cultures that been through shit. What I'm saying right now in the present, what can we do? And when we say injustices, just look at it for what it is. We live in a class system. They use racism as a tool to keep people separated for going against the class system. And it works. They use religion, they use politics, they got a whole bunch of separation tools. But the fact of the matter is, it's the people calling the shots. They ain't all white. When you look through the history books and see who ran the world, you see words like Swarthy. Them black people, Moors, it's people who are descendants from Swarthy people that's running the world right now. They descendants. There's
Excuse
people
me,
who
they're
got it.
running the world.
Yeah. What do you think? You think? Look at the lineage of the Rothschilds and tell me where they come from. And look at the origin of the people from that place. And understand why they try to keep the bloodline pure.
Well, if you want to say like, okay, well they have a little black, they do that because they know that the DNA matters. So every few years they'll try to get somebody black into their family. That way you already know, you know,
You
you know
see,
what's
this
up.
is that's not. I'm talking about the people who started, even the people who started this country. There's a reason why they tell you Abraham Lincoln was a black. He was Schwartzy. That's a whole different class of black people. This is what I'm saying. You got to go through history and look at King James. You got to go through history and look at these people and understand their bloodline and their lineage. If you really want to get into it without no emotion, all facts and logic, we can break that down one day. I'll show you. Papa Will did a great excerpt and introduced a lot of people to it. But this is an old common knowledge. The Freemasons, that's why when they tell you the people who started it, they go tell you dark skinned hue people. Well, anytime you hear the word hue, think it's Sworden. There's a different class of black people, more intellect, Moorish black people. They were basically Moorish Egyptians. There's a reason why you hear the story of Kuba, the big head scientist. This was the black man who created the white race to dominate the black people. All these stories, I mean, just look at it. It's not what you think it is. I promise you. Look at what makes the world go round, and you'll understand it more.
Oh, my bad. Hello, Amber.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta look into that.
yeah.
I mean,
There's
I
a
do
reason.
know about Abraham Lincoln, but
Yeah, even when they push King
but
James, even the
but
way they push Christopher Columbus was working.
even if what?
Christopher Columbus was 40, man.
Oh,
Y'all
I
think the
just
people white.
huh?
And then I'm gonna show you where the word white used to mean black. Like when they describe what black people are, it was a white person, blanc. When the word blanc was formed, blanc went to blanco. I'm not talking about noir or noir, but the term blanc.
Uh huh. Like Blanco, like white.
That's where blanco came from, white. But blanc, when they describe blanc, which they call black later on, it was really white people, the poor unfortunate pale. You see that word pale, that was describing the white people.
I gotta look all that up. Uh-oh.
So is what you like when you yeah, it's deeper than rap. I say that much. But all that's still a distraction. That's all a distraction from what you can do right now. Any individual is ready to do. That's all you need. People ready to build and work right now. All that stuff in the past is just there to learn from, to move forward. But people still looking at it, trying to figure it out. Figure it out. You see where everybody messed up at. That's why I keep telling y'all, trying to get all black people fighting for all black people. That ain't gonna work. You need to form your own tribe and
No,
align
because
with other
some
tribes.
black people are still on stuck on, they're not gonna we just all are not the same, Everybody is not, pro black or whatever. So
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, find your own tribe, your own like people, and you can network with other tribes. That's how the world was. That's how it's supposed to be. You network with other people.
I've never seen
Mm.
pro-black as being like anti-white though. You know,
Yeah, yeah, pro black ain't anti nothing. You just mean you like your people. And not like like people don't consider me pro black. I love black. I'm black. I understand people sell out or whatever, but shit, I'm black. So I married a Middle Eastern woman. My kids half black, half Middle Eastern. I understand that, but I'm still black. That's not on. That's
I
not
mean,
all
I,
on though. If
I
I
feel like
settle for that, if
I
you
don't have
settle
a
for that,
problem with people doing that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If you decide that's what you want to do, then do that. For me though, I'm not, even though like I say, black men, I could quickly go to the other side. It ain't like other races don't be chasing me. They do. Like I can quickly go to the other side too and give me somebody. But it's like I don't. Me personally, I don't want to do that. But when somebody else does it, I don't have a problem with it. It's just like okay, But I'm gonna be a little shady. I don't care, but I'm gonna be a little shady. But majority of the times when people be sliding out, going to other races, the person that you with don't even be looking like
oh my god.
I'm just saying most of them people, most of them men that's in that race don't even want that person. I'm
I
being
looked up.
shady. I'm gonna be shady.
Yeah.
I looked up. 'Cause I got Princess Jasmine, but
You
uh,
talking about the
mm,
you talking about the black men who date the white girls that the white men wouldn't date?
Yep. They
Mm.
don't want them.
so you saying like the athletes and the superstars and
I ain't talking about the athletes and the superstars. No.
but you said the black man. So hold on. You
I
can't
be
be
looking,
talking
I be
about
looking
Pookie and
like
Ray Ray. Hold on. You can't be talking about Pookie and Ray Ray and not add Michael and James
because
because
what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about like the celebrity world. I'm talking about where I've moved to now. I see a lot of interracial couples where I'm at right now. And I'm in the store and I'm looking and I just be looking at who they with. I mean, I'm just looking and I just be like, okay. I never once have I seen a black dude with somebody and I rarely see like in this place that I'm at, it is a few black women that I see with other races. They'll be with like white guys and stuff like that. And I'm looking at them too. And I just be looking and I never ever have I looked and I be like, she a bad bitch. Like, yeah,
so
I
then
see why he got with her. Like, I can't even cap. Like I can't front. I'll be like, yeah, she pretty. It's not too many that I've seen with my own eyes where I'd be like, but that's me. That's what I
Let me
view
ask,
as beautiful.
let me ask you this: who had the money?
And that's tough to see who had because majority of the time it just looks like they're both like a regular couple. I can't tell. Sometimes I can tell because I'll be seeing them with like big, wide, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying because some men like big bonded women and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel
And
like it's
then
equal. Either they
and
both
and then
working and they both coming up together. I really can't I've never just really seen, I'm talking about with my own eyes here. I never just really seen where it's like, oh yeah, he got the money. Oh yeah, she got the money. I can never really point it out, to be honest. It's like they
all right,
both
so
together.
that was one question. So I'm gonna play devil and angel. So that was my devil question. Now my angel question is this: were they in love?
Huh?
Sometimes people just fall. When you fall in love, you can't help. You just fall in love. If you meant for that person, it ain't. The package ain't important. It's how the person make you feel, right? This is all the things we want. So what if they just fell in love? Love don't have a color.
Ain't nothing wrong
Love
with
is just
that.
willing.
Ain't listen, ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't have no problem. I'm just telling you what I see. I don't have listen. If you want to be gay and if you wanna stick your thing in 5 booty holes, I don't care. As long as you don't come to me trying to stick your thing in my stuff, I don't have no problem. If you want to date a Asian or white or whatever, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's not my problem. I'm not worried about it. What I am concerned is when you doing something that has to concern with me. Then I got a problem. I'm gonna speak up and say something. But sir, if you want to stick it in 5 booty holes, go ahead. Not my I don't care. You know? That's all I'm saying for me. But if you want to go back to the tablets, there were a group of people what they were very strategic on what races you could mess with. They didn't allow that back then. They told them that you could mess with these group of people and don't mess with these group of people because they were trying to breed a certain type of race. And that's that. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's the truth. So people gonna be mad at that. Oh well, it's the truth. I speak the truth. That's it. That's all. Y'all quiet over there. Why? What you laughing at, Sleazy? Because I said they can. I'm for real. That's really how I feel, Sleazy. You can do whatever you want to do, as long as it don't come with like me. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Girl, girl. Okay, AJ. But I guess we're gonna get off because yeah, Amber is having some problems. I know, bruh, and everybody came on the boat. Unfortunately, there is a capacity limit. Wait, what? Oh, that was earlier. Oh, that was earlier. But you good?
Girl.
Girl, did you hear anything we were saying?
Some of it.
Some of it. Oh, thanks, Word, for coming up. But yeah, I was just like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? About people that date other people and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that, you know? I don't have a problem with you dating somebody that's not black. It doesn't bother me. Like it really literally does not bother me. Because at the end of the day, I know that I could do the same thing you're doing. And I'm not trying to be like petty or anything like that, but I could probably get somebody better than what you got. So I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all, and I don't want people to feel like it does because I know a lot on this channel. I sit up here and talk about race and stuff like that. It does not bother me one bit. Okay, so people date who you date, love who you love, do whatever it is you want to do. Just as long as you ain't trying to smash me and then try to smash somebody else, I'm good, but I won't be talking to nobody on online any dang way, so it don't even matter. It don't.
That, yeah.
I won't. But any last words for how to leave? I know we got off topic.
Well, I think we thoroughly discussed the topic, though, But I just appreciate everybody's input in the conversation today. It was a really good conversation.
Mm-hmm. But how to leave somebody that's toxic? One, you shouldn't be with anybody that's toxic. But I know sometimes we do get into situations where, oh, this was a good video. Oh, let me see if I can find it. But we about to go in a minute. But it was a video I saw on IG. And in this video, this girl was talking about something. Can you go like to the things that you like on IG or no?
I know there used to be, but I'm not that hot tech on IG, so I'm not sure.
I know, I'm not either. Because I had saw this girl on there, and man, she made a good. She said something really good, but I'm sure I'm not gonna be able to find it. That sucks. But I just feel like first you shouldn't be dealing with somebody toxic. But I do know sometimes we do get into situations where we end up dealing with people that's toxic. If you do, I feel like you have to get to a point where you have to find the strength within yourself to leave. You got to find the confidence. You have to think back at the times when you was a shit, or you still are the shit, but you have to, because at that time you might feel like you're not. You have to think about before you got with him, it was dudes hollering at you. It was dudes that was trying to get in your drawers. It was dudes that thought you was this and thought you was that. Go back to that moment, and that's why being with toxic people can affect you, because you'll get to a point where you'll start believing the things that they say. It affects your spirit, it affects you mentally, it affects you emotionally. And so when someone toxic comes, you have to immediately stop it right there from the jump. Right. You should love yourself enough to say, I can't even be with this toxic ass person. That's it. It shouldn't even get to a point of being toxic. But like I say, sometimes we get in situations where it happens. Toxic can come in the form of sexy and desirable. That's what it be half of the time. What you mean sexy and desirable? I don't know. What do you view as sexy and desirable when somebody's being toxic? Like what? Like who the fuck you with? Like that type shit.
It sounds like he's saying if she looked good, then it would be hard.
Cause females can be toxic too. Now, I'm not just speaking just about men. Female can be toxic. Go back to the moment that when dudes were trying to get in them draws, you said it, not me. What?
Yeah. But I think that's a sorry guys, I'm not feeling too good tonight. I mean it's funny what she said, but it makes sense because it's like go back to that moment where you felt confident in yourself. Remind yourself, take yourself out of it, because your brain, regardless of whether something is happening at present or you're reliving a memory, your brain thinks you're reliving that actual thing at that moment when you recall a memory.
Yeah. That's why I say you have to think. You have to start thinking about, okay, before I met this person, what was going on? I had this guy number. I had that guy number. You have to start thinking, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch, because he'll have you thinking you ain't nobody. You the slums of the slum. And let me tell you something. And that's the crazy thing is that he'll have you thinking that. But women are the easiest person. Like, you can come from a toxic relationship, go out and meet somebody the first night, like get picked up the first night. For men, it's not like that with men. Men have to go out and like seek, like look for a woman. You don't get guys with like not a lot of guys where women are buying them drinks or you know doing little nice things for them. You don't get women that do that a lot. You do have desperate ones that do it for men, but you don't get that a lot. So you have to think like, girl, I can go out here and I can, like, that's what I say, man. You got to keep the bad bitch activated and let these niggas know. Nigga, what? Wait, what? What you say? Okay. I'm gone. Like, I can get out here. I can be outside. Nigga, I can go outside. Don't get it twisted.
Girl, you had too much energy with that. You was bouncing and everything.
For real. You gotta let them know, like, sir, I can go outside. Don't get it twisted. And sexy and desirable, y'all get addicted to what the dick did. And that's true. We do. We do. We be getting dickmatized. We get dickmatized. And that be our problem too. Yep. Because it could be one time, and we dickmatized. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to be that bitch that used to be dickmatized. Mm-hmm. But I had to get to a point like, this dick ain't fit to control me. It is not going to control me any longer. Then I got to a point where I became the nigga. And it's like, I used to be like, oh yeah, okay, we having sex and that's it. Like, I'm done. Then you'll be calling me, asking me what you doing. Sir, what? I don't want you no more. We just did what we did. That was a one night stand. Okay, go on.
Oh my gosh.
For real.
Girl,
That's crazy. You gotta be heartless like that.
Yeah.
It's a switch that uses to override a current emotion by providing stimulus. And those be the guys y'all complain about. It do. It be the ones that ain't got no job, but that nigga, he'll put it on you though. The one that ain't got no job, and then how you climbing up the wall like a Spider-Man. It be him. AKA, I knew this one girl, man. I knew she was toxic as fuck, but I couldn't get enough. I'll admit it. But you never explained really what was your toxic. Like what was you saying earlier? We about to get off here though. But just yeah, what I want to say is like you just got to go back to remember that you are that girl, and why waste a lot of years and a lot of time with someone who doesn't fulfill your needs, and I've always been that girl that like I don't like to feel like someone don't like me. Like I get that feeling, like I know when guys like don't want to mess with you no more, or I get that feeling like okay, that's it, like they're done, or they don't want to talk to you, or it's like they're just stringing you along. I hate that. I hate that. For me, I don't like to feel like a burden for someone. Like when they answer the phone, like what? Like what? Like what you want? Yeah, they really short with you. I don't like. Be short with me. You got one chance to be short with me. You got one time to act like you don't want to fucking talk to me. I'm done. I'm not supposed to sit and keep calling you or like texting you like what you doing this. No, I feel it makes me feel less than or like a dumbass. Like you're dumb, bitch. What are you doing? He don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
This is how I feel. Say something nice to guys dealing with toxic relationships. Say something nice to guys dealing with toxic. What do you mean? Something nice that guys dealing with toxic relationships?
She said he's saying say something nice to the guys that are dealing with toxic relationships.
Leave that hoe alone. Like, leave her alone. But it don't matter because it be like for men, y'all can deal in a way, y'all can deal with women. I feel like with toxic relationships, and I'm about to get off here after I say this, whatever, is because y'all can deal with women with toxic relationship because y'all be like, man, that bitch toxic, but you can still get her to suck your dick, or you can still get her to smash. So in y'all favor, it kind of helps you because it's like, okay, well, she toxic, but you can kind of get what you want out of her. That's why y'all most of the time y'all deal with toxic. But
honestly, a woman who's toxic is easily manipulated too.
yeah, you can kind of get her to do certain things for you. But like the other way around, it don't. I don't know. Do you feel like it worked the other way around?
No, I don't think men are as easily manipulated as women are when they're toxic.
Right, right, right. That's how I feel too. Mm-hmm.
Like I think a toxic man pretty much is on his P's and Q's and kind of already knows what's what. A toxic woman is normally toxic and emotional without aim and don't really have an end game, whereas most dudes have an end game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He gonna be toxic, and he not gonna let you manipulate him. He not gonna let you push him a certain way or anything like that. And then it's like the toxic female, the bitch gonna be toxic, but she gonna be emotional too at the same time. So you gonna be able to maneuver and a little bit wiggle your way in a little bit, and she's gonna be okay with it. This is crazy what we talking about. This is insane. This is fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean that's just the difference, you know. Like for men being toxic in some ways is a strength for them, but like it's always a weakness for a woman to be toxic. To me.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, really, it's like, you know what? sometimes I can't let the toxic female go. Well,
Because
in
it's
a way, it works for you. It's a win-win for you, sir. You just have to sit and listen to her maybe cry or complain or cuss you out, but you'll be okay. Hey, you be okay. You still gonna get what you want, sir. At the end of the day, what he say? Y'all defending
I don't
toxic.
think I don't think we're defending toxic women. I literally just said a woman that is toxic is easily manipulated. Being toxic is a weakness for a woman because a woman who is toxic can be manipulated easily.
So if she like putting a kid on somebody, yeah, bitch. I mean, it's stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you toxic, but I think we were mentioning on like just her being emotional and stuff, but I'm not gonna defend it. Yeah.
But I don't even think that was a defense, though. It's literally saying when a woman is toxic, she's in the same way when a woman's in a toxic relationship, she's in a weak position. But when a woman is the toxic person in a relationship, she's also in because being toxic and emotional puts you at a disadvantage and reactive. That puts you at a very
Yeah, and men are toxic but strategic.
exactly. I mean,
Uh,
neither genre of toxicity is right.
it's right.
And
Yeah.
I don't condone either one, but I'm just calling out that a toxic man has a lot more power than a toxic woman because a toxic woman has no aim and no end game. They're just
Mhm.
toxic without aim.
Yeah. She's gonna be a toxic bitch. She gonna be a toxic bitch, like you said, with no end game. She ain't thinking about nothing. She just
It,
emotional.
right.
Yeah, like, oh well, I'm gonna get back at him because it is like just being petty for no reason, but it ain't no end game. It's nothing to it. I agree. I wasn't using her LOL. I don't believe in that. You compared a woman wows when speaking on a man going through a toxic, but speaking on woman never brought up a man's forms a defense. You compared a woman wows. Okay, so basically, what are defenses for a man who's dealing with toxic women? Is that what he's trying to say?
I don't know. But I mean, I only know how to speak from one perspective, but I don't condone either. But I would think it's a lot more insulting to be dumb and aimless, emotional and toxic than it is to be strategic
Strategic.
toxic. It puts a woman at a weaker position being toxic. It puts a woman at a weaker position being in a toxic relationship with someone who's toxic. Neither are right, but it's just to me, I just see it as weak. When I see a woman who's toxic, I see her as weak.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about drop the I
Well,
already dropped it.
yeah.
Bro said, I know, I ain't seen Madlock in so long. That used to be my shit though. I need to go back to watching it. I don't watch Madlock like that. I don't know how to put the link up as a thing. I need to learn how to do that. Like I really do. I need to learn how to put that up.
I mean, but really,
Yo,
a
yo,
man is weak too. But a
Huh?
toxic woman with no aim is just stupid.
no,
Yeah,
this
that's
one,
really that's really how we go in. We go in non-strategic and stuff like that.
now listen what I'm saying. I was saying we talked about the woman, right? at the end, you was giving a woman advice what to do. So I said, hey, there's men out there who go through toxic relationships. Why don't we say something nice to them too? Like tell them like, hey, bro, keep your head up or do whatever. But nope, what did you do? You start talking about the woman was more like that. Okay, look, that's why I say you literally built a defense
I
for
said
toxic
leave her
women.
ass, bro.
I know, and then you went into the defense. Well, women toxic is worse. Like, okay, we're not saying what's worse or not. That's why I said you built a defense for women being toxic because you're saying it's okay for women to be toxic. When I just asked you to say something nice to the man, that's why I said you built a
I'm not
defense.
saying
Like,
no,
look,
no, no.
look,
I'm not
it's
saying
okay for
it's
women to be
okay.
toxic. It
Listen,
ain't
no, that's
bad.
what I no,
Y'all can get
no,
over it.
no. You ain't gonna twist
Buckle
my
up, boy.
word because you be twisting my
I
word.
ain't
You ain't gonna twist
twisted.
my word.
I ain't twisted.
No,
Don't switch replay. And
no,
Amber,
no.
you
You
guilty
is not
too.
gonna twist my
Amber, you
word.
guilty too.
What
Don't
I
be
was
quiet now. Because you was defending toxic women too.
No,
You
I wasn't.
telling women it's
Don't
okay
put
to be
words in my
toxic.
mouth,
It ain't
you
it, it
Taurus.
ain't
You
it ain't bad. It
because
ain't
no,
bad.
I didn't. I
It
said
ain't
to me that's not a defense. If I was a woman, if I was a toxic woman, I would be offended at hearing that because it's stupid. You go into a situation aimless and toxic is stupid. Men normally have a better position when they're dealing with a toxic woman because they know how to handle her ass.
but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It don't matter. We just saying something nice to the fellas too.
Oh, but
Because
that's why you up
hey,
here.
I do it.
Give him some advice. Word.
I give them some advice. Run. Get out.
That's the same
Get
I
thing
out.
I
that's
said.
the same thing I said, right? I said that. I said don't deal with her ass.
But
But
I'm
where
telling
is
you,
good?
it's not. Look, I was married to a talk. This is why I'm taking offense to the way y'all, because I feel like y'all talking to me. I'm like, hold on, you don't know what I've been through. You ain't got man. If you know how much money she took, like you don't understand what I've been through. My shit gone, the shit I had to deal with. Like you, I mean, I was with a, I was married to one, made my life a living hell. I wasn't in no good position. I was trying to be a man. I was trying to be a stand up dude. But no,
Right, but
run,
I was saying, but
run.
yeah, but I said leave. I did say that, but I also stood up and said, okay, well, I like to play devil's advocate. I'm sorry, so I like to play against the two. I'm
What
like,
I'm saying,
well,
get a men some love too. That's all I'm saying. Get them men, some good men out there.
I literally said, I said it's some toxic ass women out there. It is because you got women that will play like they pregnant by this guy and they're not, and have him. You have women having paid for the abortion and she ain't even fucking pregnant. She take the money. You got all little shady stuff like that. Whatever.
Man, it's this dude who I went to high school with. Yeah, 4 kids. About his woman, he became a pastor. He on Facebook, like a Facebook pastor, and he found out on Facebook while he was pastoring that the kids are his. And yeah, that ain't good.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you see that a lot and you see toxic women a lot. But I was like, okay, well, let me play devil's advocate. A toxic man and a toxic woman. Which one is better? Like, not saying either or is better, but like,
Just a
which
room,
one? So
room.
I
You
started
taking, you
thinking,
taking it.
It matters
huh?
to me. It matters. Like I think because like there's probably primarily women, you know, that actually pay attention to what we say. You know what I'm saying? That's more of a message to them. If you're toxic and you're aimless, then you're dumb and you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have to have an aim behind anything that you're doing, or you're going to end up stagnating at some point.
It's actually taking up for the men and saying y'all smart as hell because y'all are
Hey,
strategic and you have something in place. Even like we were saying, even though men are can be toxic, some men can be toxic. Well, at least they're strategic in the things that they do. Like he might be cutting up, acting a fool because he's strategic because he want to go out and hang out with old girl.
Right. Or
So
hey,
a
hey.
woman, or even on another hand, like, a woman might sit up here and be all acting all crazy, not knowing where she's standing the whole time from the beginning of when the dude been dealing with her. He done already said, I'm not finna be in a relationship with this chick. But in her mind, she's thinking that she's getting somewhere.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that could be vice versa too. There's some grimy ass women out there that be fucking with 4 or 5 dudes at one time. And everybody think they're daddy or that kid ain't nothing.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe it's a Detroit thing or something. I'm telling you, man, the women here is told they're a different breed. I promise you. I
They're
mean, she
grimy there, huh?
so
I
this
don't,
is
I don't, I
so
don't know about
sensitive.
the griminess because,
This is
we're the Southern girls. We're from Texas, so we're not
these women are
grimy
noodles
the majority of the
out.
time. We can be petty, but yeah,
No, they grimy. They wear Timberland boots and everything. I ain't playing. These one of those they built different. Telling you. But I was about to say, oh, AJ, look, I'm telling you, if I ever become famous and rich, I'm hiring you as my publicist. I promise you
Why you say that?
that. Because man, I ain't gonna get in no trouble, and if I do, you can spend it. I'm just thinking with you. I was just thinking with you. You know, you my dog.
she definitely will
I
have
mean,
you
you're my
back
dog.
though.
But
She
no, she
definitely have
highly
you back.
intelligent. She highly intelligent, and uh,
She
the way
is.
with words is unique. Her sentence structure, she studied that. I know. She know how to put words together. That's dope.
She mad though.
Uh,
I
uh,
tell her all the time.
oh, she a mad scientist. She a mad scientist. I promise you that.
Right. I tell her
Just as
all the
good. I promise you that bad would be 10 times worse than her good. I mean, if she got that high, is a balance, is duality. So just as good as she is, as bad as she can be. That's just like me. And my mom tell me, she said, "You're an angel and a devil in the same body."
Yeah,
Hey.
that's true.
she's mad though, bro. Mad though. But I tell her that all the time. Like you just have no idea this how her mind works. And you know
That's
what I'm
why I said,
saying?
man, science. How do you always say? You always hear me say I'm a mad scientist, and the reason I even use that term because if you look at like the history of the mad scientists, they were just geniuses who tried to do things that nobody ever did in ways they felt that they thought things that just came from naturally gifted. That's just what it is.
Yes. If
They
you listen to
twisted
the
that. They always
conversation,
twist the bad things. I'm telling you. Nikola Tesla was a mad scientist. Albert Einstein was a mad scientist. I mean, these are great scientists, but they was fucking nuts because they went against what was normal, a rational thought.
yeah, but who cares? Like, who cares? Go. That's the problem. The world feel like you have to be like everybody else. No, fuck
Mhm.
no. I don't want to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I think when someone's weird or they think outside the box, I love that. Like, I draw to that person. But like I tell Emma all the time, I'm like the conversations that we have, the ideas that come from her mind. I be like, bro, that's dope. Yeah, you need to do that. You know what I'm saying? She even gives me ideas. And yeah, I need to go off of them, which I am gonna go off on some of them. But man, she's mad dope for real. I love her. Mad dope.
Oh, I love you too, sis.
For real.
Yeah, yeah, I already like just having conversations with her. I was like, yeah, I already know. That's why I like not even like counter thoughts, just building on information with her because her perception and the way she delivered is unique. And I'm still trying to learn to deliver information in different ways. And she got a unique style. And
Yep.
Oh, thanks, word. Y'all
And
so
me,
kind.
I come with it with the ghetto, the ratchet, Rob.
mm, mm,
And she delivers so soft and sweet, but she know how to cutthroat you too, but in a
that's
soft
what does.
way. And I be
Oh,
like, bitch, hold on, don't come for me, ho. Don't come
nah,
for
she,
me.
nah. Remember, ain't gonna cut you. She gonna dissect you. See,
Right.
after she get done, you gonna stand up and try to move a limb, arms, legs, everything gonna start falling apart.
Period.
I already know. I'll tell you, it's like when I talk to her, it's like looking in a mirror. There's a couple people who I feel uh, have like similarities too, so I automatically recognize. Like, I mean, if you, what they say, if you know, you know, and I can just hear it. Like she do it effortlessly, but she's real particular with her word selection,
She
and that's
is.
something that was, I don't know if it's still conscious, but after you do it so long, it just becomes a part of your nature or behavior. And I know that because that's what I did. So when I hear it, it's recognizable.
I always blame the weirdness on my Aquarius rising, you know. But yeah, I mean, there was I don't know. It's just like at a certain point, you just like you just kind of start like I don't know, like your brain makes connections differently, and you start seeing things from a different perspective. And it's almost like everything is like broke down into little pieces, and you can kind of like pick this piece, put it together. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to explain, but
I
it's like
was about to say,
a component
but
to
you a weaver.
say it again.
I thought you was a spellcaster. You a fucking weaver. That makes sense now.
A spell
That's what I was,
cast.
I was about to. No, it's like in native culture, there's different type of spirit walkers. Some who can cast spells, and some who are weavers. Amber a weaver. These are
She's
the
a
people who
weaver.
created. Yeah, these are the people who um, created the dream catcher, the whole ideology behind it.
She created a whole ideology.
The weavers, like the people what I'm speaking of, the weavers are the people who created the dream catcher, the shaman who created it, the ideology behind it, like, the purpose of it, what it does.
Hmm. All I know is she's a solution seeker.
Listen,
She
some
would be
people,
great as a published it how do you say that? A
A,
published a
a
pu-
publicist.
yeah, a publicist. Yeah. She would be great at that. At me and you, she would. Now that you say that, I never thought about that. But she really would be great at that. Because like she could be able
she's
to
versatile.
write, yeah, say certain things for you in a way. And then also that too, she's a solution seeker. So if you said something or if you done something, she could be able to correct it for you to make it look a certain way.
Now check this out. Do you know the 290 shameless plug to me? But do you know what the 299 version of my membership is?
The 299 what?
The phone cut out. I
Version,
cut out.
the 299 version of my membership is Solution Seeker.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm trying to plug my channel. Shameless plug.
Look at him. Oh my God.
I
I
told
listen,
you that before I
I've been
said
trying to
it.
get on, I've been trying to get on your membership thing, but sir, I don't know what's going on. Every time I try to get on and I put my little information in, like for some reason it just don't allow me.
Jerica's here.
Hey Jerica.
Let me get my butt down. I just came up to bother you for a minute.
Well,
Thank
thanks for
y'all.
coming
I
up. But
y'all.
hey, drop the link to your thing for real, for real. Let me see if I could try it this time. Cause I've been meaning to get on that. I mean for a long time, really. But girl, that would be the job for you. You really need to do that. I'm dead. I am dead for real. Like I never thought about that, but now that he say that, I'm like, That would literally be the perfect job for you. Let me see how much celebrity publicists make. I'm serious. You really need to go for that. You really need to go with that. So they saying average 57,000.
Yeah.
That's not bad. How do you become?
Girl.
You need to start. You need to start doing that.
Well, 57 ain't enough.
I know, but you can work your way up.
Yeah.
You know, you work your way up. But I think that would be the job for you. They make some decent. They make some what decent money. Hold on, where it didn't drop the thing. Let's see. Is that your membership thing?
Y'all check out the link where it dropped in the chat.
Let me get on here right now. Because I'll be trying to sign up, bro.
I really appreciate everybody chiming in on the conversation. It's been a really good one. I hope somebody got some gems out of it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm supposed to sign up right now. I hope my PayPal works, sir. Yep, I picked that word up from my dad. It's another word for money. Oh, okay, because I figured that's what it was, but baby girl, I didn't know for sure. 49.20. I don't know if this is it or not. Ooh, I'm gonna go this way. I wear gray suits because of him. Yep.
Matlock. He said Matlock is his hero. He wears gray suits because of him.
Girl. Hold on. I'm about to sign up. I'm about to get off of here though. I'm tired, y'all. It was good though. I enjoyed this topic.
Yes. It was a great conversation.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Hopefully Coco will be back next weekend. She got a big important job.
Bitch, no. What? I'm sorry. What big important job I got?
No, I was talking about. I said Coco should be back next weekend.
Oh yeah. She be back. All right, y'all. We finna go. You sound tired. I'm tired and hella sore. Girl, I'm tired. I am. I'm ready to get off. And you sore because of what? Work?
Huh?
She sore. She said she sore. Or you sir, cause old girl didn't did the dang thing on you. Is that why you sore? You had your legs up all night.
Jerica, she called you out.
Girl. Uh-huh. She had that dungeon night. Yep. Uh-huh. Coco had work. Right, Amber?
Yeah, she had to work.
Coco had to work. So she couldn't be here tonight. Yeah, you had that dungeon night. Jericho, I would be talking about that dungeon. I want to know what be going down in it. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I do want to know what goes down in the dungeon. What is that word? I'm supposed to get off of here though, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Lord have mercy. Yeah, realist. It be going down in the dungeon. When she say dungeon, that be reminding me of Candy. You know Candy?
Mm-hmm. Candy and Todd Dungeon in their house.
Yes. It always I don't know why it reminds me of that. But yeah. All right, you guys, we're gonna go. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next week, 10 p.m. on Saturday, as usual. Love you guys.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Toodles. It will take a while.